And I feel like that is one of those rules that kind of makes this game pop. AQUA and Vincent Dutray are two of the greatest things on this planet. So I was quite excited to see a game consisting of both elements coming out by none other than the OP, who happens to have a history of great water-based games, such as The Perfect Wave. And I mean like water-themed, not like the game is water-based. I mean, it might be water-based. AQUA is a tile drafting game for 1 to 4 players. Players will be trying to build best coral formation that they can by drafting these coral tiles. Now, their coral formation will begin as one of these humble hotspot tokens that they'll be randomly dealt out at the beginning of the game. What they're going to attempt to do is get exactly three matching color coils. Now, when they do that and they complete it, and it has to be 3, it can't be 2, can't be 4, not one less, not one more, exactly 3. They will take one of the matching small animals of that color and place it on top, because at the end of the game, they will be scoring the printed value of that small animal at the end of the game. However, in addition to that, players will be building reefs as well, and these reefs will consist of 4 or more of the same color. Now, they can span out across their whole coral reef here, and what those do is those will score points equal to all of the small animals that are adjacent and touching that coral reef. And some of these animals can also be part of multiple reefs. So there's plenty of strategy in not only completing these clusters to add a small animal to your tableau, but also to try to have those small animals be touching 1 or more reefs on your tableau. This coral reef here, consisting of exactly these 4 yellow tiles here, they would score 3, 5, 8, 10 points for that yellow coral reef. Now, this blue coral reef over here that consists of way more than 4 tiles, they would score 2, 4, 6, 9 points for that guy there. And in addition to claiming these small animals, should you complete a small animal that is adjacent to another small animal of a different color, you can then choose to collect a large animal. And those large animals will go on top of those 2 small animals, and those will gain you bonus points at the end of the game. You will score the printed value on that large animal in addition to the printed values on those smaller animals. At the end of the game, players will also score according to these ecosystems. Now, the game comes with a whole bunch of them to add a lot of variety to the gameplay, but this here is the suggested beginning set. And basically what these do is this first one here is you get extra points for any small animal that is built beside one of these tiles here. And this next one is for each one of these 2 space animals. Here you'll score 2 additional points for each starfish that you have, and so on and so forth. So players will continue taking turns drafting these tiles until all the tiles run out. Now, the way that the drafting works is pretty cool, because you flip over tiles equal to the number of players plus 1. So in a 3-player game, we would have 4 tiles flipped up over here. So that means that there's going to be 1 left over, and that one will stay out until the next round of drafting. Now, what happens is player 1 will take 1, player 2 will take 1, player 3 will take the other one. Whoever takes the last tile then gets Gary here, or at least that's what we call him, the sea snail. Now, once all players have placed those tiles that they drafted, the player that has Gary will set Gary back out there, and then they will flip over new tiles to be drafted. Now, say player 1 takes 1, and then say player 2, none of those tiles tickle their fancy. What they can do is they can opt out and decide to just take Gary, so then player 3 will take theirs, and then player 2 will pick last. So then they will then pick last, but now since they have Gary, they are the ones to start the next round. So it's kind of a neat rule. So if none of those tiles out there look appetizing to you at all, you can kind of forfeit your place in line to ensure that next round you get to go first. And that can sometimes be a very valid strategy, especially if none of those tiles out there are exactly the one that you're looking for. If you'd like or at least tolerate my content, please consider clicking that subscribe button. Thanks! So obviously the art in this game is absolutely amazing. The component quality is nice too. Those are some nice, thick, chunky tiles. They feel great in your hands, they clack, they don't really move too much around on the table because they got enough weight to them. The insert is quite handy too, because there's a special place for all the components. It might not look like the neatest, tightest storage system, but it works very well in the game. You can put all the pieces where they belong. I don't know if those little white cardboard things are supposed to go in there, but I think they help hold the tiles down. I put them in there, and you can travel with the game and all the pieces stay nice and organized as they should. should. The game is fast and simple, and it's simple in a good way, but there is enough strategy to keep gamers interested in it while you're playing. I will say it did take about 2 plays for some of the strategies to start revealing themselves, like maybe, just how important building your reefs are, and maybe, trying to work out the placement of small animals that they touch multiple reefs, so that way you can kind of double, triple dip on them. Also, the art of hate drafting in this game is quite strong. And speaking of the drafting, when there isn't a tile out there that you really want, just take Gary. It's such a great move, because when you take Gary the snail, it's ensuring that you get to go first next round. Because sometimes you don't care which one of those tiles you get, so you just take whatever, take it and maybe use it to make a coral reef a little bigger. But, you want to flip over those tiles and hope that maybe there's the one in there that you need. And I feel like that is one of those rules that kind of makes this game pop. And I love it when a game has one of those special rules that kind of makes it stand out and pop from other games. But the rulebook is good, it's clear, it's easy to teach. You can pretty much teach anyone and then play it a couple of times. I suggest only playing once, maybe with the set ecosystems, because it comes with enough of them that you can just start mixing them in and go crazy, and it adds a good amount of replay value to it, because some of them have some interesting scoring criteria, like maybe having the most of a specific small animal will gain you 7 points. And I found the winning score in this game might be in like the 40s and 50s in a 3 and 4 player game. So if you're scoring 7 extra points because you had the most crabs or whatever, that's kind of a big deal. It says, I think, 30 to 45 minutes, and I would say after you play it once, a 4-player game really could be done in 30 minutes, and there's not a whole lot of downtime. But overall, this is just a fantastic package. I'm giving this one 4 out of 5 beard strokes, 100% staying in the Beards collection. Definitely check it out. Thank you for watching another episode of Rolling with the Beard, and please consider clicking that subscribe button. Thank you.